What's good, folks? What is up? What's up? Coffee break is back. Just already disconnected my headphones. Let's see. Before we get started, let me go ahead and do my plugins real quick. Let me see. Oops. All right. So, as you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to be looking at it from a Jimmy G standpoint. Jimmy G's burner. That's what this segment is kind of going to be all about. And so it's kind of funny when you really think about it. When you're on social media, people just talking about, oh, it's Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, whoever the case may be. But nobody is looking at it from a Jimmy G standpoint. So we're kind of going to go over this. Let's just assume that Jimmy is kind of filtering his thoughts through this avenue, Coffee Break Sports, and sort of just get an understanding. Maybe even get his opinion on where he wants to go, what he wants to do. So let's start just by taking a step back and kind of going over what Jimmy has essentially done here in San Francisco. So quick recap. Obviously, Niners traded for him, second round pick back in 2017. Came here, won 5 in a row. Everybody's going crazy, right? Hell, I even made a video about it way back then, calling him the franchise, because at that point in time, he was. We were really desperate as a team. And so here we are. We need to re-sign him. We need to extend him. He's our quarterback. And I feel like at that time, that was true. And the Niners did ultimately re-signed him, 5-year contract coming your way. Okay. Then 2018 comes. He gets hurt. You get hurt. You get injured week 3, I believe. And now your season is over. Bummer. Super bummed. But this whole experience was almost worth it. And I say almost because, well, they came up short in the Super Bowl. So you come up short, but Jimmy Garoppolo, say what you want to say about him, he was a critical piece to that puzzle, right? We kind of knew what we have in Nick Mullins after this year. He's not really that great. Backup quarterback at best. But Jimmy, for the most part, whenever he's in there healthy, he can win you some games. Obviously, pieces around him will need to be better. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But he can be not the piece, but a piece of that puzzle, of that 53-man puzzle that can get you over the hump. So 2019 was almost worth it. It was almost worth it for Jimmy. That contract would have, if the Niners win that Super Bowl, I don't think we're here sitting at number 3 overall. I think everyone is still rolling with Jimmy. But patience has quickly ran out. Kind of looking at it from Shanahan's perspective now. Injured, always hurt. But one thing you can say about Jimmy is when he's in there, Niners were pretty good. They're a playoff team, right? But now the fans started to turn. And it seems like with this whole Jimmy kind of experience here in San Francisco, he's now being viewed as a scapegoat. That's where we're at, folks. This is, for those of you who just joined, this is Jimmy's burner account talking about Jimmy, looking at it from his point of view, from his shoes. Jimmy's burner. So, how is he supposed to feel when we have the fan base, everyone talking about drafting the quarterback? And to take it a step further, even before the Niners traded up, they were still in on so many other quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson being one of them, right? Dak Prescott, Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, it was almost getting to a disrespectful level. That's how much, like Andy Dalton, like how the hell is he much better than Jimmy? But Jimmy's been quiet through this whole time, and the front office has kind of been backing him for the most part, but their actions are speaking louder than what they're saying. Because what they're saying is Jimmy ain't gonna cut it this year. We need something better. We need something more durable and someone who can get us over that hump. Jimmy's been quiet, man. So we're hearing all this talk. Kyle Shanahan has some familiarity with, Justin Fields from Quarterback Collective, that group. Jimmy's like, all right, I'm starting to collect my shit then and leave because I feel disrespected here. Give me another shot. Give me one more year. Let me just get over my injury history, and I'll promise you, I'll take you back to the top. But the patience here in San Francisco has run out. So, from Jimmy's standpoint, he's thinking he's getting traded. When is he getting traded? That's another good question. But there's the obvious team out there that really makes the most sense in all of this. And that is, of course, New England. Now, what the Niners have to be careful with is if New England gets into position to get one of these top quarterbacks, if Trey Lance falls, or hell, maybe they're into Mac Jones, and that's kind of what Bill Belichick would want, right? Just someone who can run the system, don't make no dumb, boneheaded mistakes. Maybe they take that risk, draft Mac Jones, which kind of sucks from Jimmy and the Niners standpoint, because now one of your trade partners is out of here. So if it's not New England, who else? I want to be in New England. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo would say. I want to go back. That's where I was appreciative. They showed me appreciation, and Bill Belichick had a track record defending me, saying he didn't want to trade me. So here we are. Then we look at Denver. Denver's another one of those teams that, I mean, how much faith do they have in Drew Lock? I don't know. He's probably like a little bit worse than Jimmy, but at least he's on the field. So I doubt they'll go there. Washington football team, maybe. All these other teams that I'm naming, though, doesn't benefit Jimmy. Jimmy is not going to succeed. I mean, I can kind of see him succeed in New England, but he has to have some pieces around them. And man, they don't have no wide receivers at all. Barely have a running game. So Niners are the best fit for Jimmy at this point in time. But the question is, are the Niners willing to just have him play one more year as they prepare this rookie that they're about to draft? Or do they just cut the cord and say we're out? We're going to save 26 million or 23 million by cutting you before whatever date, but they're going to save a huge amounts of cap space by cutting them or trading them, whatever it is. So the only possible win here for Jimmy is going to New England. That's it. That's the only win. Jimmy's burner. What's up, folks? Thank you for joining. 49ers need insurance on Jimmy. Yes. I just don't think that the Niners are going to keep him. It's hard for me to believe, especially if they draft like Justin Fields. If it's Trey Lance, then maybe, because Trey Lance, he may need a year, sit on the bench just to get things moving there. But I don't know, man. Are you going to go with Jimmy even though you're going to owe him 26 million this year if you keep him? Who knows? That's a lot of money and draft capital you've invested at quarterback, and to have one just be on the bench, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not completely removing the fact that Jimmy is going to be out of here, but if I had a bet, I'll bet that he will be. It's kind of where I'm at. Jimmy gets injured again, it's over. And I think that happened twice this past year. Jimmy got hurt in like week whatever, 1 or 2, and then got hurt again. He tried it out, got hurt. And then a lot of what people were speculating is, was Jimmy really hurt? Or did he just not want to play? Yikes. That's a big yikes. If there's like people saying, well, Jimmy was fine, but he just didn't want to play, I can see the Niners' standpoint on that, why they become so aggressive in trying to make that change this offseason. But I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised Jimmy's made it this far with the Niners. But I'm also surprised that the Niners moved up to 3. Well, not completely surprised, but I'm also kind of in awe that they were able to be that aggressive and move up. That's been their mentality this whole time. Is like, Jimmy's our guy, and then like behind the curtains, they're like making moves and trying to replace him. So it's all about just keeping his value up. They can get a second round out of Jimmy, that's a win. But Jimmy getting traded away from the Niners is a lose for Jimmy, no matter where he goes. There's no better team suited for him right now than the Niners. So if I'm Jimmy's burner, I'm trying to stay here. Let me take that pay cut. Or you can only give me 15. Okay. 15 it is. But I mean, everyone has their own likes and preferences. Like, some will get after that money because, NFL stands for not for long, right? And so get your money. I want to see the second pro day for Trey and see what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, right now, everything is pointing towards Justin Fields because he just had his pro day. But once Trey Lance has his second pro day, and if all goes well, then I wouldn't be surprised if next week people are saying Niners are interested in Trey Lance at 3. The title has shifted. That's normally how this game goes. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. But like I said, if I'm Jimmy, I'm doing everything I can to stay here. You'll have the most success, probably have another chance to maybe get a second contract with someone else if you play well. Kind of think of it like Nick Foles. He was able to get a massive deal with Chicago. And Chicago is another team that's pretty interesting. I know they got Andy Dalton, but they need to upgrade. So do they look at Jimmy as that upgrade? Who knows? But yeah, Jimmy has been almost lied to time and time again, saying, "You're our guy, but let me move up to 3 real quick." No, you're still our guy. Yeah, yeah. No, you're our guy. You're gonna start week 1. We just moved up to pick up Kyle Pitts. I swear to God. That's what it was. Don't believe me? Just watch. And then they end up getting Justin Fields or Trey Lance. But that's just how this game goes, unfortunately. For the players, you just can't believe what anyone says. And Jimmy is like a good example of that this year. Just like, yeah, my team is telling me I'm fine, I'm good, but didn't they say that to DeForest Buckner? Or, you know, it's a young sport. So young players are going to come in every year and they're going to have leverage. One, because of the money. Nobody wants to pay all these guys boatload of money. But it's interesting. It's interesting to look at it from that standpoint. And I understand the Niners. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. The business side of things is kind of shady, though. Wouldn't you think? If I could promise you 2 Super Bowl wins in a trade, would you do this? Already there, without saying anything. If it's a guaranteed, yes. But let me see. Fred Warner, number 3 pick for Aaron Rodgers, and a 3rd round pick. Yeah, I mean, if we're banking on Super Bowls, that's what this game's all about. So of course you make that. Of course. The 49ers can't have Jimmy getting injured all the time and having to put in a backup quarterback all the time. Exactly. This is why we're at. This is where we're at here. I guess my point of view was Jimmy has been told you're our guy, but the actions are speaking louder than the words. Press conference, they're like, we called Jimmy right after we moved up to 3 and said, "You're still our guy." How much of that is he supposed to believe? 0. And this is where players get a little like selfish, right? They start thinking about themselves, about their family, which is kind of the game within the game, right? The team's looking at a long-term answer, and the player is going to look at it from their point of view. And I still think the best thing to do for Jimmy is to stay here, but everything that this team, this front office, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch have been preaching has Jimmy not in the equation. They almost there were reports, and take this with a grain of salt if you want, but they were in on Matthew Stafford. And I'm sure before this whole accusation thing dropped, they were in on Deshaun Watson. Among other quarterbacks, Tom Brady, if you want to take it back to last offseason, Tom Brady, and he just won a Super Bowl. You don't think the Niners are looking at that and saying, damn, did we just fuck up and let Tom Brady go? That could have been us. Maybe that's why they're a little aggressive this year. I really hope Jimmy takes a pay cut and focus on getting better for his future in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, kind of just depends on the player. Some players would do that. If they love being here, but if I'm Jimmy, I'm like, I know it'll benefit me to be here, but the question is, do they want me here? And is it worth taking that pay cut? If I can make the same money playing for New England, and even though I'm still considered a bridge quarterback, I'm still taking that money. So again, looking at it from the players and their family standpoint. Who do you think the Falcons are going to take? Yeah, I mean, they're kind of conflicting because they're like, do we take quarterback, use Matt Ryan as a bridge quarterback, or do we, start focusing on defense a little bit? I'd say they take the best player available. I don't think that. Well, I guess it just depends if they're highly in on Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Like if they really believe that they're once in a generational player, then of course you take that. You take that quarterback. And I think that would be perfect. If I'm running the Falcons, I'm for sure taking a quarterback. But I know that that Matt Ryan contract is terrible. I think they owe him like 40 million this year. So that just screams he's our quarterback. Best player available. If that's Kyle Pitts, I guess reinvest, double down on offense again. I feel like every year they take some sort of receiver, but best player available. There's that offensive lineman, Penny. I forget his last name. Somebody help me out. I'm terrible with names too. Kyle Shanahan said that Jimmy plays better with a fire lit under his ass. Yeah, it's it's pretty much that came off of the what was it, the Jets game where he kind of limped back and finished the game, or um, and so that was great and all, but I feel like that was just Kyle trying to make sense of what the hell happened because he did play better coming back hurt, and I feel like Jimmy does play better when he just reacts, kind of like take it back all the way to 2017, finished the season 5 games, right? What was the whole theme of that? Oh, he doesn't know the entire playbook. He's just going out there and playing. So, yeah, that's when he was at his best, when kind of teams didn't know what he was going to do, and he was just kind of going out there having fun. No, there was kind of no distractions of playoffs at that point in time. There was no expectations. Everything was just him just saying, "Here, just do what you can." And coming back from halftime when he was hurt, that's kind of the same mentality he was having. Just do what you can. We know you can't give us much. Just whatever you can. And that's when he plays at his best. But over time, that's not always how it's going to be. And sometimes you have to execute plays, execute the game plan, be in position, and continue with that momentum, right? The Shanahan system's all about building that momentum. Is like one play leads to another, which leads to another, and keeps the defenses on their toes. And Jimmy can do that, but there's times where you just like, what the hell kind of throw is that, Jimmy? Like, where are you looking? He threw it straight to the safety, straight to the corner. So he's inconsistent in that regard, but it is true. Backs against the wall. You just need to make something. He'll make it happen, but it won't always be pretty. What is this? I guess this meant to say 100 million reasons to don't give a fuck. Yeah, I forget what was that about. Yeah, Penny Sewell. They're saying he's good. Generational left tackle. I believe it too. He's even more mad after he saw Kyle smile on Justin Fields. Yeah. I mean, how is Jimmy supposed to take that? You're like, you're cheating on me. You're paying me to be your quarterback. You're telling me I'm your quarterback. But you're going out to quarterbacks pro days and cheating on me. Send me to New England. Whatever it takes, send me to New England. You know, what if Bill Belichick's like somehow gets Kyle Pitts, and then Kyle Pitts and Jimmy Garoppolo are just like making shit happen next year? Crazier things have happened. Player from the Pats used to call Jimmy Glass because he's so fragile. That's what I heard in the radio. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Look, every other year, Jimmy has been hurt. I forget when he came in for Tom Brady, but it was like 2017 was his healthy year. 2018, he was hurt. 2019, healthy year. 2020, hurt. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. Can you at least stay for like consecutive seasons? But he's inconsistent at his play. He's inconsistent at being available. That's just who he is. And I can understand that the Niners are looking somewhere else. I can understand that. And I'm ready. I'm ready for April 29th, whatever. Yeah, 29th. Thursday, let's go. We're going to be live streaming, by the way. So if y'all want to join us on the live stream, get my reactions, be ready. Be ready. Watch the 49ers trade Jimmy G to the Patriots, and they still draft Mac. Yeah, I mean, that can still happen. I mean, so Bill Belichick, I know, has kind of re-signed Cam Newton, but you also have to think, like, is trading for Jimmy a long-term deal? No. So I wouldn't be surprised if they double down on quarterback, like you said. Still, Jimmy's not going to cost a first-round pick. I'll be shocked if the Niners can get a first-round pick, even though that's what they were kind of leading to believe. There was like some sort of report saying the Niners want a first-round pick. Of course they do. Everybody would want that from their quarterback. But that's just driving up the price high, so somebody comes down and tells you, let me give you a second-round pick. So that's just the price of doing business. That's just smart. Now, they can still draft, meaning the Patriots can still draft Mac Jones. If he falls from 3, right, he's probably going to dwindle down all the way like into the late first. And so I wouldn't be surprised if New England just says at 15, you know what? We're making this pick, but we're still trading for Jimmy. Just have some sort of stability in that quarterback room for now. And, you know, if Cam doesn't work out, we have Jimmy, and then Mac Jones can sit out this year, learn the playbook, and start for us next year. So New England is in a little bit of a rebuild mode. They've been since last year, but, you know, New England doesn't want to admit that, but they are. None your business. Bye, Jimmy. Yeah, goodbye. This is Jimmy's burner. I'm just going to be running this segment until something happens with Jimmy, either traded or cut, or even if he's kept here. This is inside of Jimmy's mind. Jimmy's burner account is going to live through this channel and going to be kind of filtered out. So for those who joined us late, Jimmy wants to stay in San Francisco because that's the best like spot for him. But he wouldn't be shocked if he's traded to New England. That's the only destination he wants to be in. I think he'll start the first few games, so I think he'll have something to prove. I think are you talking about Jimmy? Yeah, if Jimmy's here, he has to be like, well, let me rephrase that. Regardless if Jimmy stays or not, there's going to be a quarterback competition in camp, right? They're going to come out and say, we wanted to strengthen the quarterback room we have. Now we want these guys to earn their spot. And I think that's the right thing to do. Put everyone in their place. You make it very clear what you're expecting, and you let them battle it out. Whoever wins it gets the keys to start week 1. If it's pretty even, it'll always be the guy who's been there the longest, just because it's easier. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, folks. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. It was fun. I'll be on again on Monday, so stay tuned for that. As always, I appreciate everyone joining in, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.